Hi, I'm Radiance. Join me on a journey to bring you enticing recipes where every video is a celebration of deliciousness, creativity, simplicity, and foodie inspiration. Come join me today. We're going to be making a little snack. I feel like having some kind of comfort food, but I want something that's still healthy, yet comforting and light and crispy. So I'm going to be making a flatbread. You can call it a flatbread pizza, but it's something that has a new sauce, and I'm be using avocado for that. I know it's different. First time I tried it, I was like, what? Avocado for the sauce instead of tomato? You can use tomato, but this is something that I felt was just so creamy. And I know people are like, hot avocado, but it actually makes sense when you taste it. So come join me. All right. So there's a couple moving parts to this recipe, but it actually comes together pretty quickly, and I'll show you what we're gonna do. So first things first, we're gonna turn this on. All right. And we're gonna actually, just so we don't forget, we're gonna preheat our ovens to 400 degrees. Get that warming up nice and right. And I'm turning on my fire. And I've already chopped up, I started to chop up some bell peppers. I'm using red. I think I'm actually going to do a little bit of orange. A little bit of orange. I'm going to put a little color in this. And you just slice it up. I'm literally slicing this long way. And then I'm making those strips a little longer. Just like that. I'm going to do a few more strips. And I'm making this a veggie pizza. You can feel free to add whatever veggies like. I'm just going to do some onions, some peppers. I'll probably throw a bit of spinach in there. If you're looking for a meat substitute, there's mushrooms. And I can always show you how to, make a few versions of that. I'll share it in another video. But just take some onion, just like that. And I love onions. I'm probably going to put a lot more than I am with peppers. Alright, now take some oil. I'm using grapeseed. Avocado oil is also a good oil to use for this. Put a splash of that in there. Okay. That's going to heat up pretty quickly in this pan. And the good tester when it comes to seeing if your oil is ready is you can also take some of my flour and you can put it in, pinch it. That just sizzled. If it sizzles, that means it's ready. All right, so you hear that sizzle? Throw in your onions. And I normally like to put my onions in first only because for me, I feel like the onions, I want them to cook down. I'm not a fan of raw onions, so that's why I do that as well. But you don't have to cook your onions down like I do. I just love the taste of a good caramelized onion. I just got myself a nice pair of tongs. You can use a spoon for this, but you see how smoky that's getting? I'm gonna add a little bit more. Because why not, right? Onions to me are one of the best things ever to blend flavor and texture. You can use red onions as well. Red onions are a little bit on the sweeter side. And that's getting a little charred already. So I'm going to turn this down a little bit. Alright. There you go. And sometimes what I'll do is, in the midst of all of this, I'll throw a little water in it. Not too much. There you go. Kind of helps it caramelize a bit. Some people like to put sugar. I'm doing sugar in that, but this to me helps it kind of caramelize a bit. Alright, and we're going to throw, move this over. We're going to put our peppers in there. There you go. Oops, I'm always trying to fall. Alright, there you go. Okay, just like that. Turn this up. Let that cook down. Now, there's a point where you can feel free to add any herbs or spices you want to add, but I like the flavor of my veggies just so I'm going to leave it. Like I said, I'm going to throw in some spinach. I'm using fresh spinach. This is actually a little on the frozen side, but to start out as fresh. Just be mindful when you're using frozen vegetables, if you are, because frozen vegetables tend to have a lot of water because they were frozen first, alright? So I'm putting this in now because this went from fresh and I put it in the freezer. Alright. There you go, just like that. Okay. I'm actually going to turn it off and put it to the side. We're going to work on the dough. I'm going to use white spelt flour. Just a little bit of that. Oh, there goes the oven, all nice and preheated and ready for this. Make sure you get all that flour out. Alright, so put that in there. We're going to add a little bit of salt. I'm going to get the salt out. And I'm actually only going to use maybe half the amount that I normally use. I don't, sea salt, pink sea salt in particular, can be very, very salty. Let me grab my onion powder. This is my onion powder. I'm going to use some oregano and sweet basil. Both of them are powerful herbs. And the thing about sweet basil is, I'm going to do half of that. Sweet basil actually is really powerful in that it helps blood flow. But yeah, get into it. That's sweet basil right here. And if you don't like herbs, you can forego this, but I just feel like it lends to some taste and some nutrition, of course. I'm going to do a little bit of agave. And some grapeseed oil. Like I said, you can use avocado oil. I added almost too much. There you go. And then we're going to do some spring water. And what we're going to do with that is, I would say maybe, well, you know what? Start with a smaller amount. Drizzle it. And then see what your texture's like. Use a spoon. Just rinse mine off. And you're just gonna do that, just like that. You can get in here with your hands, but the spoon is just fine. I might just get in there after the fact. See how it's nice and crumbly? See that crumbly texture? Need some more water. some more water. So I'm gonna put some in my measuring cup, and I'm just gonna drizzle a bit more water. If you feel like you put too much in and it gets too wet, just add more flour. Just know that the more flour, like if you end up adding a ton, and it kind of dilute your seasonings, and you may want to adjust those accordingly as well. See how that's coming together? Just like that. Oh yeah, that's good. All right. I'm actually gonna take this and just want to see how that comes together. I'm tossing it in my bowl. I'm gonna add a little bit more water, just a little bit. Grab this portion of it. There you go. Isn't that nice? There you go. Now mine did get a little bit on the wet side, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scrape this up, punch it down, scrape, almost like I'm kneading it, just like that. I'm gonna take a little bit of this spelt flour. I'm going to dust it just a bit more, dust it some more. That way my dough is not too wet. See, I can kind of scrape the bowl. All right. And that's the texture we're looking for, just like that. See how it comes together? Just like that. All right. And we're gonna move this aside. And we're gonna take, now I've aligned this. If you have a clean, and I mean clean, baking pan, you can line it with grapeseed oil. But what I'm gonna do is I've lined this pan, and then I'm gonna go ahead, let me put this down. Then I'm gonna go ahead and oil it. If not clean, line that with a parchment, or line this with oil, so you can see. You just want to do that to give it a little bit for the dough to kind of not stick to, but stand on. And you can press this down with your hand. Now, if you want to make this into like a round shape, you can. If you want to put this with a rolling pin, you can. You can actually stretch this by hand as well, just like that. Using a rolling pin is fine. Just make sure that you know, put some flour on it so it doesn't stick. All right. Now, depending on the size of your pan, you can actually stretch this to fit a square pan. But I don't want this to be too thin. That's why it's a flatbread, because it's not going to be super thick unless you make it that way. You can also, by the way, double this recipe if you want to make more of a flatbread, either for yourself or if you're making it for your loved ones. Alright, there you go. This is great, actually, believe it or not, for any time of day. I've actually made this and had it for breakfast. It's good for leftovers, alright? See, I'm pressing this down. Now, that's as far as I want it to go. Alright. Now, take a fork or a knife. I'm just doing a knife, and I'm just going to dot a couple holes in here. We're going to put it in the oven for roughly 10 to 15 minutes. You'll see this brown. Welcome back. So while we wait for this pizza crust to be done, which will be actually in a few moments, we're gonna make my creamy, dreamy avocado sauce. Just trust me on this one, it's very good, very good. Okay, so what you're gonna need is a blender. I'm using a small Ninja blender, or you can use a food processor. This is not gonna be a lot of ingredients, so you know, I would tell you that you can actually go with the blender. So what you're gonna need, I mean, the blender, the food processor, or something small. So in this, we're gonna put an avocado. I have small ones, so I'm gonna use 2. I'm gonna cut them open. Just like so. I'm actually gonna slice it just so that it can easily go in. This doesn't want to come out. And there is my crust. That should be pretty much done. I'm actually gonna use a spoon and just like pull this out. Okay, so I'm back. I don't know when that cut off, so forgive me. But what I was saying is that, you know, one of my avocados is a little brown, and you know, it's fine. It's been said, you know, scientifically that it doesn't affect the nutrition and taste and all that stuff. But guess what? I don't like brown avocados. I don't know about you, but this is a sauce. We're gonna work with it. Plus one is green anyway, so we're gonna do that. And it's going to put like a slice of an onion, just like that. And I'm talking about like just a portion of it. Doesn't have to be that much, just like that. So okay, so some of that. We're going to, I'm just gonna eye this, but I'll have the measurements for you. So literally, I'm just tossing in some onion powder. All right, so I put in some onion powder. Like I was saying, I'm just eyeing it. I'm gonna put in a little bit of oregano, just a tad bit, and some sweet basil, a little bit of salt. I'm gonna do a pinch, and we're gonna blend this up together and just give it a whirl. It's looking good. I'll show you what it looks like in a moment, but I just turned the oven off, and let it sit. I'm gonna blend this just a little bit more, one more time, and that's it. And here we go. All right. And let's take this bite out. Look at that. Creamy, dreamy, so good. Flatbread is nice. It's a little chewy in the middle, I can tell that. A little crispy edge. All right, and here's what you do. I'm gonna take our avocado sauce and just spread it. You know, if you want, you can spread it in just the middle. But because this is a whole flatbread to me, I'm going to spread it all over. Just like such, just like that. There you have it. Just nice. There you go. Perfect. All right. I see that thing steaming, but all right. And I'm actually going to push some of this over like that because it's a bunch that's left. And I want to get all of this goodness. All this goodness. All right. Okay. And then you take your veggies and you spread them out. Oh, I didn't put a ton of veggies on this, but you can feel free to add more if you like. That is my puppy friend. He wants some attention. He just woke up. I think he wants some of this pizza, aka flatbread. Do you want some pizza? You want some flatbread? Are you hungry? Maybe I should be calling this channel Pizza and Puppies. What do y'all think? Pizza and puppies? Yeah. You want to say hi to the people? You want to say hi? He's close by, wanting my attention. All right, there you go. All right, now you put this in there for another 10-15 minutes. Oops. Let me get another. Oh wait, let me move this just a little bit. I wanna. All right. Okay, and you put this back in the oven. Back in the oven this is going. Set my oven to my timer. I'm just gonna do 10 minutes because I feel like that's all I need for now. Okay, y'all, so my oven is going off. That means that this is done. Okay. Let's turn that off. And then let's take this out. Look at that. I'm just gonna show y'all. Like, it is steaming right now. It is. Maybe I should get another mitt, but it is steaming, y'all. It's steaming. My veggies are still bright. And it's very hot, but I'm actually going to cut it. If you have a pizza cutter, get a pizza cutter. If you have a knife, like this one, get a sharp knife. And you can just actually, my recommendation, if I were you, if you can, transfer this pizza over. I don't know, it's just move fast. Boom. Transfer it over to a cutting board. And then cut yourself a piece. Like so. No, I will not be eating this by myself. Yes, I will be sharing this with my family. But yes, I've been known to eat a whole pizza by myself. Actually, let me cut that into a slice. Better slice. All right, so we're gonna give this a good old try. See that? Do you see that steam? I don't know if you can see that steam coming off of it. Don't burn yourself now. Make sure you cool your food before you eat it. Just saying. It's creamy. And the crust is a little chewy in the middle, which is fine. A little crispy on the edge. But really very good. So okay, so thank you so much for joining me. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you tried it, leave me a comment. Let me know, like, what kind of toppings did you make? You know, what kind of toppings did you put on your flatbread? And I'll see what you think about the avocado sauce. A little surprising, huh? Different, but good. So if you like more recipes like this, click the link in my bio and join my free VIP group. And also subscribe to the channel. And I look forward to seeing you next time. All right, take care. Have a great day.